All right. So, good morning, everyone. Welcome to Wholesome Friday. And today, as you all know, we have a very special session, and that is called Mirror, Mirror on the Wall. Who's the most neutral of them all? So, in this, what we do is that I will present to you scenarios, situations, and certain reactions that would have come up or are possible that can come up. Okay. Now you have to choose one of those options that you think it would be this or the A, B, C, or D. And you have to give me the reason why. Okay. So when you give the reason why, you will be able to, we will discuss it, we will talk about it, not discuss it. And we'll be able to understand, where this story is coming from and why am I holding on to it for so long? It is not needed. All I need to be is just relaxed, neutral, learn to be, dispassionate about situations, learn to master the art of detachment, learn to be neutral so that we are able to move forward in our lives with ease. Correct? How many of you are excited about it? Tell me. Sri Vidya is, okay, Soumya is, Pratiksha, Neeti, Revati, Anna. Hello, Anna. Real me. I don't know who real me is. Sabha, excited. Khyati, excited. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. So today is not a dialogue. It's not a monologue day. It's a dialogue day for the newcomers. Please understand, you all are supposed, it's a chat. We are all sitting, let's imagine, around a coffee table and having a discussion. And normally I've told people to come with their own drinks or whatever they want to eat and enjoy so that it's a relaxed atmosphere and we learn to comprehend things better in this relaxed scenario. Okay? So just give me a minute till I open the page where I have written it. And here we are. So this is going to be about, as I said, your childhood experiences and maybe scenarios that they present themselves today. And based on that, you will have to give me which option you think is right. Raise your hand for it. I'll just, ask each one to give the options quickly, and then we'll discuss it. You can discuss it, we can discuss it, and find out what exactly is the reason still that is holding us back. Maybe we have some affirmations for it. Okay? So here goes. So the first child that I'm talking about is the feeling that I'm talking about is the one that I'm not good enough. We all carry this feeling, most of us may carry this feeling. I'm not good enough. It may be for various situations in life. Okay, so let's see what happens. You worked hard on a project. Someone offers you constructive feedback, but your immediate thought was, I knew it. I knew it wouldn't be good enough. So you felt dejected or you felt, well, not good enough. And that set the tone maybe for the future, right? So if you have this feeling even today of not being good enough, tell me, I'm giving you some options. Which option is the one that is that you feel is for you? You feel deeply discouraged and question your own abilities. You become defensive and try to justify your work. You acknowledge the feedback, but feel a quiet pain of inadequacy. Or you over-explain to seek validation for your efforts. I'll read it again. A, you feel discouraged and question your abilities. B, you become defensive and try to justify your work. C, you acknowledge the feedback but feel a quiet pain of inadequacy. D, you over explain to seek validation for your efforts. Now, please don't write in the chat because I will not be able to monitor the chat and then talk to all of you also. So just raise your hands or just open your mic and tell me which ones it is,
Ma'am, all are relevant.
Okay, that's your version of it.
Uh, uh, Aarti, can you repeat the first question? I understood the options, but the main part
Scenario?
of it, if you
The
could repeat it.
scenario?
Yes, scenario.
Okay, that you worked hard on a project, or it could be anything. Project is one word. It would be a fantastic meal. It could be, some as a child you did some homework or some project, etc. Someone offers you constructive feedback. जैसे खाने में बोल दिया, अगर इसमें थोड़ा सा गरम मसाला और होता तो मजा आ जाता types. Someone offers you constructive feedback, and your immediate thought is, I knew it. It wouldn't be good enough. Okay?
Got it.
That is it. So you have the four options. Which option resonates the most with you? Yes, Kathy?
Yes, ma'am. It's the same feeling of inadequacy.
Inadequacy. Okay. Renuka.
Hi, Aarti. I'm showing you my face today.
Yes, lovely.
I I think for me it's right now more C, but I also lean towards D, at times. So it's a combination of C and D for me.
Right. So you become defensive and try to justify. You acknowledge the feedback, but feel a pain of inadequacy. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who's that now? Next is Ramandeep. Yes, Ramandeep?
For me, it's A.
Feel deeply discouraged and you question your abilities. Okay. Chandni?
C, ma'am.
C. Acknowledge the feedback, but feel a pain of inadequacy. Now, if you notice, they are very similar in terms of what I've written, but there's a little difference in each one of them. Okay. Why does this happen? Anyone can tell me? Why?
Aarti, can I give my feedback too?
Yes, of course.
I have
Yes.
actually, to me, it depends from whom is that statement coming. Like if for me, relationships are more important. If that my senior is a good friend or whatever, good terms, then probably I'll have a different option. If that person whom I'm not very comfortable, then I will have a different option. So all options are relevant for me depending upon my relationship with the person from whom it is coming from.
So you see, we perceive our relationships and we decide. I mean, there are, of course, frequencies and vibrations which we operate. So we have our energies which we feel do not connect with certain people, or they connect with certain people. So when there is somebody commenting or talking, not criticizing, giving a feedback, which is coming from a person you are comfortable with, you're okay. But if it is from somebody else, you're immediately, you go on the defensive. And as I said, ABCD, all that you talked about, it all starts coming out. That is because somewhere in your child, you have to think, why am I thinking like this? Why am I feeling like this? Or what is the emotion that I feel when they say this to me? If you feel hurt, or if you feel anger, if you feel inadequate, who made you feel inadequate in the past? Who hurt you as a child? Hurt means by dialogue. Who provided that pain to you in the past? So you have to go back there and sort that little child who got hurt, who felt inadequate. So the best way right now, the simple statements that you can work on is, I R5 my inadequacy. I R5 my pain of not feeling good. I R5 my hurt. I R5 feeling hurt of being told that I'm not good enough. Simple statements you can make and you can work on it yourself. Yeah. So
But
that
Aarti, when you say childhood, how, like, could it be just 30 years ago or 35 years ago?
it could be 1 minute
Or
ago.
okay, because what I'm initially reading was that it has only happened in the childhood, but it's not
No,
like that. It
no.
could be.
Yeah, inner children, as I've told you, maybe
Mm.
you were not here that day, and I repeat it every time. Inner children get formed every minute of your life. Depends on whatever thought, feeling, or emotion or reaction you give, according to that, an inner child is formed, because that reaction means some emotion inside you is still hurting or still something that you're holding on to. Right? And that is why the response happens. Yes, Revati, I think I did not ask you. Yeah?
For me, it is D.
D, that is over explaining to seek validation. Okay. So
Yeah.
somewhere because you feel so not good enough and inconsistent, and that is again
Yes.
coming from some hurt, some experience which has been felt earlier. So IR5, my feeling of not of IR5 not feeling not good enough. As simple as that.
I'm feeling not good enough.
Yeah, you can work on that. Okay. So, okay, let's move to the next one. And that is the invisible child. So, how is this? That is a scenario where your feelings are overlooked, or what you do is overlooked. So, suppose in a discussion, you try to speak, but you are repeatedly interrupted or ignored. That is the scenario. It could be in any situation at home. Even your children could tell you, Mummy, tum chup raho. It could be anything, anybody. What do you feel? A, you feel a pang of loneliness and withdraw from the conversation. You try to be louder to get your point across and at the same time feel frustrated. You feel resigned, accepting that you won't be heard. मेरी तो कोई सुनेगा ही नहीं, मेरी तो कोई सुनता ही नहीं, etc. Or you assume it's your fault for not speaking clearly enough. मेरी गलती थी, I didn't speak, I didn't say it correctly, that's why they took advantage of me. So which of these scenarios is something that you feel relevant to you? I'll repeat it. You are repeatedly ignored, as I said, and interrupted. Yeah. You feel a pang of loneliness and withdraw from the comment. ठीक है, मैं बात नहीं करती. I'm backing off. 2, B. You try louder to get your point across and start feeling frustrated in the process. C. You feel resigned, accepting कोई फायदा नहीं है. Somebody says, come on, bolo, you say कोई फायदा नहीं है, वो सुनेंगे नहीं मेरी. Number 4, D. You assume it's your fault for not speaking clearly enough. Wow, lovely to see so many hands up again. Yes, Sheetal?
First two, ma'am.
First 2, that is feeling a pang of loneliness and withdrawal.
Yeah.
And you try louder to get your point across. All right. Yes, Kathy?
It's A, ma'am. First one.
Feeling a
Mostly
pang of
irritable.
loneliness. Okay. Jasmeet, yes? I think you're still getting comfortable with your computer and things like that.
Yeah, today the net is playing up, so I had to switch to mobile from the laptop.
No problem. Yeah, which one is it?
This is the first two. First two. Sometimes that,
Okay,
sometimes.
feeling loneliness and trying to get your point across by talking louder.
Yeah.
Yes, Sabah? Sabah?
Ma'am, the first two. The first two only.
First 2. Oh, wow, this seems to be pretty prominent. Chandini?
Ma'am, it's A and C for
A,
me.
feeling the pang of loneliness. C, feeling resigned, accepting you won't be heard. वही कि कोई फायदा नहीं है कुछ कहने का, मेरी तो कोई
Keeping
सुनेगा.
quiet, yeah. So
हाँ?
keeping quiet.
Okay.
Yes.
Amandeep?
It's D for me because I always feel the way I say it is, not correct. People say the same thing, and then I say, "To mera hi point tha," but it's said in a very nice way, and everybody's like, "Yeah, this is right."
Okay.
So
So but B is trying louder. You try louder to get your point. So you talk louder so that people.
D,
Yeah. D or B?
D, A, B, C, D.
D. Oh, acha. Assume it's your fault for not speaking. Acha. Okay, understood. Right.
So,
And
ma'am, isn't it this feeling of lack? What she's trying to say?
I'll come to it. I'll come to it because collectively, when I get everybody's view, it'll be easier to understand. Yes, Pratiksha?
Yeah, so for me it would be one, I would withdraw. Other would be मुझे लगेगा कि ये तो समझते ही नहीं है. And the third thing that I'm adding my own is I would feel I would actually label that person as insensitive and judgmental.
Now that is the best mirror that you have brought forward right now. You are feeling that person is judgmental, yeah, and
Yeah,
sensitive. He, she, whoever it is mirroring what is inside you. You
right.
are somewhere insensitive and judgmental, and that is why you're finding the world to be insensitive and judgmental, not allowing yourself to be neutral, that, okay, this is a scenario, and fine, I've not been able to speak, but I can always quietly raise myself and say, I'd like to make a point, or this is what I want to say. And once everybody has finished talking, you can still start your own. So what if it's coming in last? But it's getting across to the people. So that is how it starts affecting us, and that is how it starts. We keep holding it inside us because, as based on all what you said, you withdraw, you try to speak louder, so that feeling of inadequacy and lack, as Chandni said, that is there inside you. And where does that inadequacy and lack come from? What were you denied sometime in life? What is it that could not be, yours, which you wanted to be as part of your life? Where is this lack coming from? Was it that ice cream that was not given to you that made you think of lack? Simple thing. Yesterday we talked about that ice cream,
Hmm.
right? Was it just that ice cream की वजह से कि मेरे लिए तो कुछ है ही नहीं? What is the point? So that reflects in मेरे तो कोई सुनेगा नहीं. What is the point?
Mhm.
Even if I talk louder, मुझे तो कुछ मिलेगा नहीं. I will not get anything in return. And maybe, yeah, because I'm grown up, I'm the older one, I'm older, and that is my fault. Is it my fault that I'm the older one, that I will not get the ice cream? So everything comes into that. I think the ice cream was a great example. So, we can talk about it. For people who don't know the ice cream story, this is about siblings, young siblings, maybe 3-year-old and maybe 4 years old and 3 years old, or whatever it is, two siblings. And there is very little ice cream left in the fridge, and mom wants to finish it and clean the fridge. So what does she do? She gives both of you a scoop, and then there's still a little left. So afterwards, that little scoop, the little one says, me, and he or she takes it, or the mother gives it. Before you could say anything, you see that action of your mother, and what happens? She tells you, कि कोई बात नहीं, let me give it to her. You are the older one, you'll understand. And next time when the ice cream comes, I'll give you more. Is it okay? You have nothing to say, you just gave it away. But in that moment, you had many emotions that got stuck inside you because it created a bit of a baby trauma. Your mother doesn't love you. You are not the, preferred one. You will not be listened to. You are not someone who can, sort of forcefully demand. I will not do anything like this in future. ठीक है, कोई फायदा नहीं ना, मुझे तो मिलेगा नहीं. हमेशा सब चीज छोटे को दे दी जाएगी. Everything will be given to the younger one. What is the point? So you see, not good enough, feeling dejected, everything got formed in that ice cream moment. And that we keep holding on, and you start judging your mother also. She's partial, she doesn't love me, she loves that one. So you're
Ma'am, if the
judging her, criticizing her in your mind. So as you grow at many points, even if she's doing something to correct you, to teach you, and make you a part of it, your reaction is only going to, what's the point? She's always going to favor that one, or you'll be critical of her, or you'll have fights with her. So many things can go on happening in your life. So just think of it that way, it is a very delicate balance. So when we let go of all this is when we learn to be neutral. And when we learn to be neutral, we have that wisdom to see that, really, was this really relevant? Is it relevant for me to feel that I'm not good enough? Do I need to be invisible? No. I can start doing things in my own small way, and people will start noticing me. That's another message you're sending out to the universe. When you say that people will notice me with your confidence, the universe will say, okay, now she's ready. Let's create scenarios where people will start noticing her. Get it? Neeti, you had raised your hand for something?
Ma'am, you already answered that part. I was asking most of the people and children also, they feel that money related lack.
That's one thing. But then
That
that is because when in childhood everything was managed by your parents, no? And they had to distribute it correctly. But you saw it as being denied of certain things because as a child, you're still growing and you think that, okay, I want this, I want that, I want that. If it
so
was
that mirror is not necessarily coming from the parents, it can come from the outer environment also, right?
absolutely everywhere. So mirroring happens with everything in and around you because magnetically you attract the same kind of energy that is there stored inside you. I'll give you an example. You are, sitting and having a dialogue with somebody, and suddenly that person, whoever it may be, your sibling, your parents, your spouse, your friend, or anyone, suddenly starts getting angry and angrier and keeps on shouting at you for maybe a small thing. You're listening for some time, and then after some time, you'll also start shouting back.
Correct.
Right? You'll also start shouting back. So what will happen? Both of you are shouting. What did you do? You magnetically
Mirror.
made that anger energy your own. It was not yours.
It's
Get it? अगर तुम हंसते रहते हो उसमें मुस्कुराते रहते या something, have you seen many a times, when you're shouting and screaming, as a child, and your mother or father would have been smiling and laughing and to the point that you also started laughing ultimately. These incidents have happened in childhood. And this happens with partners also sometimes. You are the one who's going on shouting and the other one is smiling and laughing and trying to coax you and make you feel relaxed. And ultimately, you also start laughing. So all this that is happening is mirroring of various emotions. So if the anger is stored inside you, it will magnetically attract the anger of the other person, and you will also respond the same way. Whether it is about criticism, as Pratiksha said, I think, somebody said about criticism and expectations and judging. So insensitivity, check where is it inside you. So simple things are IR5, IR5, IR5. Everything that you feel, just keep R5ing it, or write this base sentence, I admit dash dash dash. That means my anger or my insensitivity or my judgmental, my need to judge, etc. Whatever it is, under the loving care of radical consciousness. Write this base sentence and you can keep filling it up with whatever comes up. So I admit dash 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 under the loving care of radical consciousness. Yeah? Cool. So let's move on to the next one. This is the fear of abandonment or feeling, insecure child. So it can happen if you experience significant loss or the lack of presence of, your caregiver, I would call it. It could be your parents, it could be your partner, it could be anyone in that relationship if somebody is not there to be with you. So there is a sense of feeling abandoned. A close friend, this is a scenario I'm giving you, a close friend or partner suddenly goes silent for a day or two without explanation. I'm not talking of passing on, I'm not talking of death. That is a completely different scenario. But suppose a close friend or a partner or somebody, who's very close to you, suddenly goes silent for a day or two without any explanation, maybe for a week. What is it that you feel? A, you immediately assume they are pulling away or they are upset with you. B, you feel intense anxiety or panic and repeatedly check your phone. फोन नहीं आया, क्या हो गया, पता नहीं फोन क्यों नहीं किया. All this keeps happening. C, you become angry or resentful that they are ignoring you. D, you feel concerned but manage to reassure yourself and wait. I'll read it again. A, immediately assume they are pulling away from you or are upset with you. B, you feel intense anxiety or panic and you keep repeatedly checking your phone. C, you become angry or resentful that they are ignoring you. D, you feel concerned but manage to reassure yourself and wait. Please don't write in the chat. I won't be able to monitor both. Please raise your hand and just give me your answers over there. It's easier. I can see it on the screen. Okay? Please, I would request you. Otherwise, if I keep looking at the chat, okay, so, I wouldn't know for which question this is an A or a B or a C because everybody is just writing that at that particular moment. Please raise your hands and I will definitely, answer that. Okay, let's see. Not bad. Yes, Jasmeet, you can keep your mic
So,
open today, all of you, huh?
yeah, okay. So, Aarti, it was earlier B. Used to get very anxious and used to have negative thoughts कि कुछ हो गया उनको, and now it is slowly converting to D.
Awesome. That is wonderful. So you're moving towards neutrality to understand it's okay. It's okay. अगर delay हो गया कोई बात नहीं. If it gets more than maybe 5-10 days, why is there no reason that you should reach out? Of course, you should reach out and say everything okay. Maybe that person is looking for that comfort from you. So the perceptions, it's all based on perceptions. So if we let our perceptions become our reality, we move away from reality really far. But if we convince and, teach ourselves, sort of ground ourselves and become aware that, okay, everything has a reason and you're looking at things from a fulcrum. When I say looking from a fulcrum means what? I'll give you that example for the newcomers, that if you're sitting on a, what is it called? What is it called, Samya?
Merry-go-round.
Thank you. Merry-go-round. So you're sitting on one horse, there's a horse in front of you and there's a horse behind you, correct? So when you're sitting on that horse and it's going round and round, what do you see? You only see the horse in front of you. You see the horse maybe behind you and a quick glance here and there of every scenario that is, showing itself as you go round and round. So that is the limiting perspective. That is all you can see. But if you imagine yourself on top of the merry-go-round at the fulcrum and you're looking down, what do you see? You see the merry-go-round, you see the people standing there around it, waiting for their turn. You see the park, you see the public, exhibition ground, whatever. You see the whole picture. And then it's easier for you to decide, how things can be for you. Because this vision, tunnel vision as it is called, limits you anyway. So you're already moving towards that wisdom, Jasmeet. That is fantastic. Keep it up. Yes, Ramandeep. Jasmeet, lower your hand. Yeah, Ramandeep.
For me, it's A. In the past, there have been instances where people have got offended for no reason. So I have that fear now.
Okay. I think you need to work a lot on yourself for not feeling good enough. Okay? And building up your self-worth. So I admit my self-worth under the loving care of radical. So वो जितने words मैं बोल रही हूँ ना, whichever resonates, you can just keep writing it in the list of what you need to work on. Yes, Khyati?
Ma'am, mostly study. But if I talk to my attachment towards any person, like if I say towards my husband, then it will be a B. It's depend upon the intensity of attachment.
Okay. So again, we can all have to master. I think I'll do a recitation on it tomorrow. We have to master attachment with detachment. That means your love has to be as intense as feeling full. Feeling full? Okay, full of feeling. Sorry for my English. So, as it can be, but at the same time, it should not be something that impacts you where you start becoming a victim of your own emotions, right? So if, like, a husband for that matter, you know that yes, okay, there should be concern. Yes, you will send a message to him, or you will say, come back home in time, or do this or do that, etc., which is a way of showing a sign of love. And once he tells you, I'll be delayed or I'm stuck in traffic or etc., you understand. But if you start building up on that stuck in traffic, पता नहीं क्या हो जाएगा, पानी बरस रहा है, ये हो जाएगा, वो हो जाएगा, पहुंच नहीं पाएगा, what will happen? What are we doing? We are only harming ourselves. Yeah? We are building up our own levels of anxiety which are not there. We don't need it. We can say, okay, keep me posted, as to what is happening. And of course, as a, partner, he will say, sure, I'll let you know. That's enough. Then maybe after half an hour, kahan pahunche? I'm just giving an example. But instead of this, a practical approach, I won't call it practical, a detached approach, which doesn't mean that the attachment is not there. If you're concerned enough, you will keep on asking naturally. But it doesn't mean that you allow yourself to become a victim of your own emotions. That comes from a place of attachment. And that is not a healthy attachment because it ruins relationships later. You know what happens? When anxiety really builds up and the person shows up at the doorstep, how do we react? We shout. कहाँ रह गए थे, क्या हुआ, you didn't come, etc. मैं इतना परेशान हो रही थी, you're never concerned about my परेशानी, etc. etc. Really, is it needed? This I'm giving a very simple example, right? But look at it across the spectrum of your life and see how it is that it impacts you and it impacts, the relationship. Relationships improve when there is an application of detachment. So detachment doesn't mean you're moving away from the person. Okay? Thank you. Thank you, Kathy. Yes,
What is the affirmation for this attachment?
So no, you can say I admit my attachment with detachment under the loving care of radical consciousness.
Okay.
Okay? Yeah. Yes, Sabha?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, actually, I was in B,
Yeah.
but now I would say that I am in between C and D at this moment, like not fully into D, but definitely reaching there.
Awesome. So you're working on yourself. That means you're bringing on that, how should I say, elevating yourself to a level where your understanding becomes better and better. Great. You're working well on yourself. So you can just stay with it, instead of feeling abandoned or feeling uncared or unloved or anything like that. Good. Keep it. Yes, Sheetal?
Ma'am, it was A earlier,
Mhm.
and now I'm becoming better and better with it.
Okay. So A was immediately assumed they are pulling away or they're upset.
Yeah,
Right?
I always had, yeah, this was always my pattern.
Okay. So this pattern is something that, even if you're letting it go and you're improving, you can work on it and just say, I admit my need to sensitize situations
Hmm.
under the loving care of radical consciousness.
Okay.
Yes, Bhuvna.
Okay, ma'am.
Thank you. Yes, Bhuvna.
Yes, ma'am. So my pattern is, I'm sorry, I don't remember the options, but I know my pattern. It's come to my awareness. So first, I will emotionally react with my perceptions. Then it comes to righteousness with followed with a mix of rage, anger, then I will want to prove myself right, and then I will make them guilty, and then comes my awareness. Then I will regret. Then I go to guilt.
Let's give her a round of applause for being so clear about the process of the way she is. So, Bhuvna, you
And
just,
I'm doing this again and again because I want to grow spiritually also. And my guilt with growth, and I'm unable to
oh my God.
break the pattern.
So, Bhuvna, just work with all this that you have mentioned with I admit dash 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 under the loving care of radical consciousness. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Keep
Thank
working.
you so much.
I like it. I love the way you literally made, it's like for a child when the teacher is writing A for apple, B for this, C for this. She classified everything so clearly. Then this, then this, then this. Amazing. That was very interesting. Thank you for this.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you
Yeah.
so
Yes,
much.
Pratiksha. Pratiksha.
Yes, so for me, it's A and C. And if the person is too close to me, then I get the anxiety pangs. Then it's B. And recently, I've started kind of trying to see it from the other person's perspective कि हो सकता है कुछ काम आ गया इसलिए मैसेज नहीं किया हो सकता है that person is tired that's why they are withdrawing. It doesn't happen 100%. I'll probably leave the person alone for 20 minutes and then I'll start prodding. There I'll be like, नहीं, I need to understand. So it's like a jumping thing between understanding and then going back to my triggers. So
Because,
that's where I am.
somewhere we have this fear of abandonment that may have
Hmm.
got triggered as a child. And because of
Hmm.
that trigger, our behavior gets impacted because of that. So I
Hmm.
admit my fear of abandonment under the loving care of radical consciousness. Okay? This all
Right.
of us can do. I admit my fear of abandonment under the loving care of radical consciousness. Yes, Hansini, lovely to hear from you. Yeah.
Um, at first, I think why this person is withdrawing. Is it because of me or what is it? And then after a point, if the reactions are not good, I get irritated, I get annoyed. Then I'm like, every time this is only the case. I don't want to indulge in this, and then I become angry.
Right. So when we have this fear of abandonment, it's like, suppose you're in a river, you've fallen in a river and you don't know how to swim. So that feeling that, oh God, I'm going to drown, I'm going to drown. So even when you see a small branch or a twig, you want to hang on to it because you may feel safe or you may be saved. We have this feeling, right? It is similar. So what you need to do is, Hansini, just tell yourself that it's okay. These experiences that we are all having in our space, in our lives, is also because the soul was wanting these experiences to be understood, worked on, and released by you. That is why the soul gives you all these experiences that come into your space. Okay? So, what do we need to do? We just need to understand that, look, everything is a learning, and I have to learn to move to the next step so that it becomes simpler for me. Experience to hoga, and from that experience, certain other things will come out. And whatever comes out is for our greater good. So you don't have to worry about it at all. So, whatever the feelings are, and I think just stay with I admit my fear of abandonment under the loving care of radical consciousness. Okay?
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Great. Yes, Samya?
Yes, ma'am, for the longest time it was B that immediately get anxious and keep checking the phone. I think it is more, and it would come from after Radical came to know anticipation of adversities because obviously I've done something wrong or something's gone wrong, especially with loved ones. There is a thing, but I think now it is more D
Right.
that can't wait and it's more neutral now. Not that the anxiety has fully gone, it does surface up off and on, but then it's more towards D.
Okay, wonderful. So even if it is towards D, you can work on that too. I admit my need to uh, reassure myself under the loving care of radical consciousness.
Yes, beautiful. Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, Bina? Which option is it for you? Okay, I think she's not there. Yes, Neeti?
Ma'am, I think none fits perfectly in my case. So does it mean I don't have that fear of abandonment? Because yeah, I mean D, I can apply some situation A or D, but generally within myself, I know I'm very well taken care of and by the universe. So I don't feel that I have that fear of.
We don't have to create a situation, or we don't have to think कि ये होना चाहिए. If it surfaces at any point in life
Yeah,
and
yeah,
you
yeah.
respond and react in a certain way, then you need to check. I mean, these are scenarios that I'm presenting, doesn't mean it is part of your life. But
Yeah, so even if the scenario related to abandonment come, I take care of it immediately. Somehow the subconscious is programmed like that this one is removed.
wonderful. That is wonderful. That is really great. All of you, I have prepared a set of 25 questions, quiz questions, and we have just finished with 4 till now. Of course, I'll give that extra time, but just imagine we have so much to talk about. Maybe we can also continue it when I come back after 2 weeks, and we start a Fulsome Friday part 2 of Mirror Mirror. But anyway, this next child is the shamed and guilty childhood, feeling. You were constantly shamed for mistakes or expressing certain emotions. Your parents or whoever your older siblings, etc., would have done that to you. The scenario is, let's say you make a minor mistake and your immediate internal reaction is guilt. Okay. So you made a mistake and the immediate reaction is guilt or self-criticism. Now, these are very strong things, and I think all of us have it inside us, right? So now I'm giving you the options. Tell me which one is what you have been through or hold on to. You think on the mistake and keep feeling deeply ashamed. Okay? You immediately apologize, and even if it is not needed so much, you'll keep apologizing profusely. Even if it is not needed, it is, not necessary. You feel an intense urge to hide or disappear. कहीं छुप जाऊं मैं, मुझे कोई देखे ना, मैंने गलती कर दी, कोई पकड़ ना ले मुझे, that kind of thing. Or you blame yourself excessively, even if the external factors were responsible for it. You blame yourself. Now, this is extreme guilt and extreme feeling of shame that we carry, that we bring the burden of the world on top of us, right? So check which one of it is that what you feel. I'll read them again. You think on the mistakes and you feel deeply ashamed. B, you immediately apologize profusely, even if it is not needed. C, you feel an intense urge to hide and disappear. D, you blame yourself excessively, even if external factors were responsible or they are the ones who contributed to the situation. Which one of these is
This is for whom, Aarti?
For everyone.
Okay, I'm sorry, I got confused.
Yeah, for everyone. You have to choose which option resonates the most with you. Yeah. So which one is it for all of you? Because we all carry shame and guilt inside. Yes, Madhu, you're raising your hand for the first time. You're muted. You're muted.
Okay, okay. No, I thought we are raising hand and you are doing individually. I joined a bit late. Okay, I'm sorry.
You should have read the poster that I posted first on Fulsome Friday. And Fulsome Friday is for everyone. It's a it's a interactive platform where we have a party. You can bring your drink, you can bring your whatever you want, sit, chat, and sing, dance, whatever you want to do on this platform. So today we are talking about having a quiz, and this quiz, everything would be obviously related to radical only. And with that, we get answers to everything that happens in our life. Okay. So today
Yeah.
is a quiz day, and it's for everyone. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, coming back. Where are we?
So I want to talk. See, you have given the scenario. Earlier it was like that, but now I don't know what has happened. Is it right or wrong? I don't know. Some work is going on in my house and I have to do few things. That is my responsibility. Of course, I know that things have been delayed from my side also, but no feeling is coming like, okay, I have done any mistake. Everyone is saying you should have done it. You should. I said, yeah, okay, I have done. I will do it and I should have done it, but there was some reason because why the thing has got delayed. But I am feeling there is no guilt, nothing. They are blaming me. But I'm saying, okay, if you feel that way, then you do.
I like that. I like that very much. You are confident enough about yourself, and you know that whatever needs to be done, which they are saying, it is
Yeah.
their feeling of guilt, their feeling of, this urgency and anxiety, which is
Hmm.
making them behave the way they are towards you. So you
Okay.
are not taking on their guilt and making it your own, which is excellent. Does this answer, whose question was it where I spoke about anger? Anger, and you reflected and mirror. Pratiksha, I think somebody had asked, no? So Madhu is not making their guilt her guilt. She is not mirroring it. So she's learning to be neutral, and that's fantastic. Let's give her a big round of applause for that. As
Thank you, Radical.
as long as it's not coming from a space of ego. Ye yaad rakh.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
you know it, you know you'll do it, and you know it'll be done at the time.
Mm.
Because
Mm.
you see, in a partnership of life, there is a provider and there's a nurturer. So
Yeah.
man is the provider, woman is the nurturer, you are the nurturer. So as a
Mhm.
nurturer, you know how things can be done, what needs to be done, what times, factors can be taken care of, etc. So that is fantastic, Madhu. Big round of
Thank you
applause.
so much. And thank you, Radical. I'm proud of Radical.
So you can actually continue with this, that I admit my
Mhm.
neutrality
Okay.
under the
Mhm.
loving care of radical consciousness.
Okay.
So,
Thank you.
yeah, admit is, I mean, radical and all the statements are not just to remove the negatives, they're also
Mhm.
there to enhance the positives. So when we say I
Okay.
admit, so I'm asking
Mhm.
radical consciousness, or badhao isko, or badhao.
Okay.
So that's
Okay.
perfectly fine. Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Madhu. Yeah, yes, Jasmine.
So basically, it's B for me.
B is you
Mm.
immediately apologize profusely, even if not truly necessary. Okay. So ask yourself, why do you do that? Ask yourself.
I feel because sometimes, like many times, it's not my fault why things are not done,
Ah.
or but still I don't want an unpleasant situation, so I just take the responsibility on me. Okay, fine, I'm sorry, we'll do it, or I'll do it, or
So,
I'll look into it, something like that.
so you are allowing your aura to be so open. We have an aura around you, our body. All of us have it. So you're allowing your aura to be so weak and open. That means somewhere inside you, you do not want, khatpat. You do not want scenarios. So that means you're avoiding something. Now, that avoiding something we don't know, it could be something that happened in childhood where you were, sort of questioned or made to feel the same. So you say,
I avoid hurting statements coming from my spouse or from my children,
yes.
and like that's my immediate family. I mean, I'm only affected as long as they uh, say. Otherwise, probably I'm not affected with if others are involved. So
So
I don't want any unpleasant or relationships to be, in any kind of a strained or something. That's why I admit, okay, let's leave it. It's my fault, and next time it won't happen. Like that, I start doing that.
is that coming from a space of absolute calm? No, it is out of disgust. That's a tick.
Yes.
छोड़ दो, हो गया, ठीक है, अच्छा मेरी गलती है, चलो. Disgust, that is not a healthy statement. That is not a healthy feeling. So disgust is becoming a part of you as a reason for growth. So you're using disgust as a reason to hide your emotions, your thoughts, your feelings. Now, I'm not saying rebel. What I'm saying is we have to learn to dissociate from all those feelings that are harming us and not allowing us to grow. इसमें क्या हो रहा है? You are allowing the energies, the male energies or the other energies of the house to overpower you, to overwhelm you. You understand
So
this?
how do we, I
Yeah.
understand, but how do we help ourselves then?
So when you build up your own resilience and inner strength, then when this situation happens and you can, say, okay, enough, ye hua hai, this so and so is responsible, take it or leave it, and that is the way it is. And back off. When I say back off, it means that the other person will start understanding that she will not take any nonsense from us anymore. Doesn't break relationships, it doesn't break families for that. The day you decide and tell yourself first that I cannot be taken for granted, I cannot be pushed, I cannot become the reason for everybody else's happiness and not my own. You are not doing it as a rebellion. You are finding and defining your own space. Okay?
Yes.
So it is from that. So just work on your, I admit my courage, need for courage,
My
need
need
for
for courage.
under the loving care of radical consciousness.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yes, Hansini?
I feel if I have made a mistake, for example, in work or for example, then I feel like hiding.
Okay.
And if it is with respect to some person, then if that person is close, then I tend to apologize. And even if that is not happening, then I get irritated and then I don't feel like talking. I feel like avoiding everything.
So the sense of ownership is not there. Ownership for the right things and ownership for all the wrong things done. गलती हुई है, कोई बात नहीं, so what? It's not going to
But
end the world,
so
because
it's like if I apologize and then the person is not ready to accept the apology, keeps on saying the same thing, then I get irritated that I have apologized once, twice, many times. I feel bad about this. I'm apologizing. But if you are not able to take it, then I get irritated. Then I'm like, I don't want to talk to you.
yes, that can happen. That is a natural reaction. But then you have to just detach from it that this is their problem. नहीं समझना उनको, उनकी story यार, मेरी थोड़े. Why am I making it my own? Just leave it. After 2, 3 more occasions and moments or whatever happens, the other person will understand that now she's also not going to take this nonsense from me anymore. You apologize. You made a mistake. You apologize. बात खत्म. अगर आगे बढ़ानी है तो उनकी प्रॉब्लम है. तुम क्यों बढ़ा रही हो उसको? Why are you getting, sucked into it with your irritation, your anger, your disgust, your frustration? Imagine all these feelings, they are not needed. Not at all. They are not part of your growth, but we are making them part of our growth. Okay? So we do not need to be hiding behind all our guilts and shame and everything because they're not. They're not ours. We take them from the world and make them our own. Anything that we have really done wrong and we admit it that ye galti hui hai. I had made such a big mistake when I was working. Mistake means I just forgot about it. It was supposed to be very high level, prime ministerial level meeting of my CEO with somebody. And my CEO walks in and he says, okay, what time is the meeting? And I said, oh my God. I just told him bluntly, I said, I'm sorry, I completely forgot about it. It is, my fault. I just did not remember it. It just slipped my mind. So you know what he said? He started smiling. He says, you're one of the first persons I've ever met who has the guts to, say it directly. He says, didn't you tell so and so? Or, somebody else. I said, no, I didn't tell them. I just forgot about it. Now, can you imagine? We're talking of corporate level things where decisions are being taken at a very big level. But ठीक है, हो
Yeah.
गई गलती यार, हो गई गलती, अब क्या कर सकते हैं? But it wasn't, I mean, I'm saying it lightly now, but yes, I did make calls immediately, etc. And it got, sort of fixed for 2 days later. And ultimately, there were many other things that had to fall into place. But there was admiration in the eyes of my CEO for my courage to say, I forgot. And the same thing at home, I have said sorry to my 5-year-old granddaughter. I have made a mistake. I'm sorry. So first she was just standing there looking at me as to what is my, Amma saying to me. And then all that anger and all that baby anger, baby frustration, I didn't allow that inner child to get formed. So she just hugged me and we were back to normal. It was something big for her. Yeah. And I forgot. So it's okay. गलतियां होती हैं, सबसे होती हैं. It was very important for her, but I forgot. So then things like this. So if you keep hanging on to it, you will be creating problems for yourself further. Because the more they do it to you, the more you'll go deeper in your irritation, frustration, anger, every other feeling that you might have inside you. Yeah? Okay, so just work on it. I admit my guilt and shame under the loving care of radical consciousness. Okay?
Okay.
Yes, Lakshmi?
Hi, ma'am.
Hi.
So my case is also B. It might not be a huge mistake on my part. Even then, I will feel that I should apologize. I apologize. And ma'am, I always feel, even when I was in corporate, the bosses, they were fir be kind enough to pardon when I say sorry. But it is the most nearest ones who just cut off as if I don't exist. It's like I don't exist. And that is so hurtful, ma'am.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
happens. That happens. Why should you make
It
it?
is the nearest ones who can hurt us deeper and deeper.
Yeah, because you're going on building on it, that they are not loving
Ma'am,
you, they're not caring
if
for you.
despite feeling sorry, despite feeling bad, and despite apologizing, when they just move out of your radar and refuse to let you back into their radar, it's very hurtful.
Yes, it is, definitely. But there must be reasons, perceptions, and reasons that have made it possible that they have moved out from your radar. There has to be something emanating from your energy that has made,
True.
you know, for them to feel. Ask, just think about it. What are the things they used to say to you? You are irritating, or you are so overpowering, or you're this, or you're that. That is not a complaint sometimes. These are messages coming through them, through their anger. They are expressing it. Fine, they may be, somebody very close to you. But when they express it, it is for us to go back and think, did I really create that situation? Because
Yeah, did I really do such a big crime to deserve this?
no, no, agreed. That is because of the attachment. So if,
Yes, ma'am. Attachment, that statement you were saying now,
yeah,
I submit my need for the
yeah,
detach.
yeah. So if you look at it from the fulcrum, you will see that there are
Ah,
many other factors that are the reason for what is happening in your space. And maybe it just
ah.
needs a little flip from you. Instead of trying to overpower and trying to connect, then you know what happens? You become like a what is that creature? वो जो चिपक जाता है body पे, like a leech,
Leech.
like a leech.
Leech.
And then they feel that you're sucking their blood.
Okay.
So you
Correct.
have to look at it from that perspective and just
Mm.
work on your need for detachment. Okay?
So
Don't.
what can I, how can I, what affirmation can I say?
I admit my detachment under the loving care of radical consciousness.
Wonderful, ma'am. Thank you so much. I admit my detachment under the loving care of radical consciousness.
Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am.
Welcome. Yes, Sheetal.
Thank you so much.
Ma'am, I'm so much resonating what Lakshmi said. I'm going through the same. It's been 8, 9 months. As you know, what my scenario is, and in spite of asking so much of forgiveness, still all of them behave in the same way as if. I mean, ऐसे मुझे बोलना नहीं है as if they are gods and I've मतलब they make you feel so low and bad as if you've really committed a very big crime. So I don't know, this week everything is surfacing up with all these sessions and tears are just flowing, which were actually not coming up, since past few months.
It's okay, Sheetal. Let the tears flow. Let it all come out. That is most important. Let it all come out because, you are the one who's trying to, it's like wanting to hold on to something that is not allowing you to breathe. Yeah? And that is not healthy for your growth first. You need to first take charge of your emotions, and then you'll be able to see things in a neutral manner. And that is where we're working because जो भी वो बोल रहे हैं, it obviously is reflecting something that is inside you. Okay? And after so many months, if it has come back again in your space, that means you never let it go, though you worked so beautifully on yourself. Right? So you work on it again, make that whole process. It's okay. Because it's like this, waves keep coming and going. No problem. Life offers you these challenges because this is the soul's need for experience. Remember that. And for that reason, if we have to go through a few ups and downs, literally, to manage our own lives, we need to do it. Okay?
Ma'am, it's become so much of exhaustion now. ऐसे लग रहा है कि just tired of everything, just so much exhausted. मतलब literally body is screaming with inflammation and other physical things, showing up in the body.
So whatever is showing up, just keep admitting everything under radical consciousness, okay?
Yeah, ma'am. Thank you for
The
holding space.
emotion that shows up, just admit it under radical consciousness. Okay?
Yeah. Thank you, ma'am.
Welcome, Sheetal. Take care. Yes, Pratiksha?
Yeah, so for me, it's all four. And at the same time, I also feel कि when I'm expressing something, uh, and maybe somebody's rejecting it or saying कि नहीं ठीक है, is it that there is absolutely no grain of truth in what I'm saying, or am I like so foolish that I never know what's the right thing to say? So that doubt is always there कि मैं क्या हमेशा ही गलत होती हूँ जो मैं बोल रही हूँ, there is no substance to it, or do I not understand the reality of things? So that question mark is always there.
Can someone else pitch in to say what exactly Pratiksha should do? You're all radical students. You've all studied it well. Can somebody else just tell me what should Pratiksha do? What should she do? Because then I'll do the last question and then later on we'll work on more. Yes, Soumya?
Ma'am, sometimes when we face a lot of rejection in the outer world, like people are not listening or something, it's usually mirroring something that we are not listening within ourselves. That's what we've learned with Radical. So if there is a feeling that मैं क्या इतना am I not making enough sense for people to listen to me, is somewhere probably teaching us to understand कि हम क्या नहीं समझ रहे हैं अपने आप के बारे में. No, there is some connection that is not being made within, is what I feel.
Awesome. Really good. Pratiksha, does that answer your question?
In some ways, like what I do is I'm literally overdoing things. I'm asking people to express. I'm like giving away my time also to listen to other people and validating them. So I don't know if it's, I'm not saying ki I'm expecting the same thing because I'm doing it for them, but it does feel very devaluing and demeaning at times.
Okay, Soumya,
when it happens repeatedly.
When we listen to others, when we over listen to others, somewhere we are overcompensating, and that again doesn't reflect well because we are coming from a space of a kind of a lack feeling within us. So we feel that if we give more, then there is a chance that we also get acknowledged. But it is not coming from a very wholesome space. So when it doesn't come from a wholesome space, it leaves you more empty than before. So when you're not acknowledged, it strikes and hits even harder than it would have had hit otherwise. So this is what I have learned through Radical and through
It
Aarti ma'am.
resonates a lot.
Sorry, it resonates a lot?
It resonates a lot, yeah.
Awesome. Great. Now can you give
Thanks, Soumya.
can you give her an affirmation also? Under admit.
I admit my need to overcompensate under the loving care of Radical Content.
Awesome.
Thank you so
Awesome.
much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Great. So you see, the learnings will all come from when we interact with each other, at the same time imbibe everything that we are learning from the curriculum, from the recitations, and from everything that we do with ourselves. So all the little children who have felt neglected, and as an adult today, the need for us to become neutral, okay? All this becomes essential. Why? Because it is needed for your own, not only spiritual growth, but personal growth. Correct? And that can only happen when we allow ourselves to let go of all that is happening in our space and absorb all that is meant for us. Sometimes it may be tough. It could also be challenges. It could also be scenarios where you have to really take a decision and know that you need to be neutral to handle that situation. That's reality, not just situation, right? So I know I had many questions with things for you, but the time has run out. We will continue with this part 2 because there are so many aspects that have come out that we will create it and keep delving into it at least in 2 more sessions. Okay, so all the best. Have a great weekend, all of you, and thank you for your patience. I'm sorry for the timing in the beginning that it became a little difficult. And as you know that for 2 weeks there is going to be no recitations and no recitations and Fulsome Fridays. And I'll meet you all on the 4th or 5th of August. Okay. Thank you so much. Enjoy yourselves. Bye-bye.
Thank you,
Thank
ma'am.
you,
Thank you,
Aarti.
ma'am.
Ma'am, thank you
Okay,
so
why
much.
don't I ask you, how did you like this session? Okay.
It was
Ma'am, awesome.
It was really
Too
good.
good.
Okay.
much needed session, ma'am.
All
Really.
right. So you can write your feedback in the group for us, in the Seekers group. In any case, we'll have part 2, part 3 of this, okay? Because there are many questions to come up, okay? All the best. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, ma'am.
नहीं रख लो
Thank you, ma'am.